Okay. Uh. Okay. Sweet. So, hello. It is Commander Sasquatch. Today I am with my lovely partner, and we're doing this on Discord. And holy fuck, dude, we're talking about today. We're doing a Let's Talk video on the rap, hip hop, Civil War extravaganza of Jesus. Okay, and to just let anybody know who hasn't heard this, if you've listened to if you had like any familiarity with Drake or Kendrick, you've probably heard of this beef. I'm not going to go over everyone who's in it because there's J. Cole and there's Quavo, Chris Brown, Rick Ross, Future, Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, um, every one of Drake's ghostwriters, his producers, Taylor Swift for some reason, Kanye West for some fucking reason. I have no idea. He made a trash ass diss track. No one like it. It just was a fucking promotion video for his like album, and my sisters told me, fuck, and like it was two lines. I don't know. It was so stupid. I swear that the worst. I feel like the worst thing that came to Kendrick, like the thing this hit Kendrick the hardest, is that Kanye was backing him up in any sort of way, even though it wasn't up like shit. But what we're talking about is the latest fucking diss tracks from Drake and Kendrick, and the ones that just released an hour ago. The two ones, the one from Drake, breaking news. It was Family Matters, from Drake, and Meet the, what is it called? What's the song called? Meet the Grams. I'm just gonna go over the Drake diss track. I just listened to it like right now. It was good. It was a solid fucking diss track. It was a good comeback. I think he accused Kendrick of beating his wife, and I don't know if that's true. And then saying that he likes his taste in women. I think he made fun of his sex addiction, which surprised he didn't go after that earlier in his diss, but I guess he was saving that. Because honestly, that's a pretty good, like, in any rap beef, if someone has a sex addiction, I think that's great to point. um, so, yeah, I feel like, but it's just kind of stuff, like, it was kind of stuffy already, that he also kind of, he didn't direct just Kendrick, he direct, like, Rick Ross, and, like, I feel like he's not dissing just Kendrick because he's trying to keep this 20v1 thing going, but it's just not. I feel like it's not a thing because only one that dissing him right now is Kendrick. And Kendrick is on his ass riding him right now. Like a fucking donkey. Like straight up donkey. Like Rick Ross had that lame ass mid ass diss track that he did that just called him white boy over and over again. And Future I don't know. He had some throwaway lines on the two albums with Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin's just drop dissing him in Morse code. It like they ain't doing nothing. There's no reason why Drake should be dissing them anymore. He should be focusing on. I'm talking about this like his fucking sports channel thing. Shit, like yeah, I gotta start doing this more. But like, he should just. But I think he's do. I don't think he's capable of just. He's straight up the second disc that Kendrick had. Because I don't think I have you listened to that one yet. That's the. I haven't listened to that one yet. Okay. Oh, dude. Well, it's like every like this one, the one that the second one that came out like this morning. Like it was like, or like shit was like unless you're like on this 24/7. I am, because I'm insane. But fuck, man, like that. For one, the second disc was like very. I mean, it was a beautiful song actually. Like just the production and everything, and his rapping. I was bumping to it, but like he was talking about like how he got people, like everyone around Drake hates him, and like he got people leaking him info, and like his family wants him to fall. He's like shit, like he's trying to give Drake trust issues and shit. And fuck, he was like talking about like and there's a bunch of things. I'm not even going to get into that, but what I want to talk about, you just listen to it. Kendrick's last disc, no, or not so far last disc, the disc that just came out. I don't know if it's response to, like, I think he just had that loaded for when Drake was going to do his response, and he just dropped that. Yeah, yeah. Shit, what that was straight up just the most nasty, brutal, fucking diss track I have ever heard. Like, but the hatred, the hate, like he's like you're a pedophile, you're a misogynistic pedophile, die, like this, and you're a liar and you're fake. Like this is just like summing up like the themes of this song, and the instrumental too. Like it's so eerie and horrorcore. Like this is something I think Eminem would rap over. I could see him like, and I'm not a huge Eminem fan, and I'm not big on product, but shit worked, and that shit was like and then it's just a fucking ending. Is like you lied about like having a child, you lied, and he's exposing what you said about him possibly having another secret child. Like a daughter? He said, I think he said a daughter. Straight up, like whether I think that if that is true, fuck man, that's like Adonis part two. And just like the shit, and the thing he was doing with the perspective things of saying like talking like, hey, your dad's like talking, he's like talking to Adonis like your dad is a narcissistic pedophile, don't become, I will raise you. Like he's like talking, and then he's talking to Drake's mom saying that he's a horrible person. He's talking to Drake's mom and saying that he's like the, like he's taken hating to another level, and I wish everybody on Instagram took a lesson from Kendrick on how to hate, because this feels healthy. This feels like this is cathartic to listen to. I'm I'm enjoying this so much, man. Oh, your video, you've. Oh, it cut off. You're good. You're good. You're good. I know. It's so. I've never seen the hip hop community so live. God, it's like Drake fans and Kendrick fans like fucking oiling each other up. The fucking like each other like, and I love it, dude. It's like, well, it feels like I feel like I'm actively participating and watching like like a football game, except it's fucking hip hop, and it's like you're placing bets on your artist and when he's going to drop and like who's the dish and breaking it down, like, and it's just catching up and just like I feel like so engaged with it, like oh my god, and straight like all the fucking comments on like and just Jesus Christ, man. That shit was nasty. Like Kendrick's first diss track was nasty. Sorry, it wasn't nasty. It was bitter. It was raw, and it was like, I fucking hate you. Like he was just stating, like putting his foot down and just saying, I hate you, you piece of shit. And Drake's first diss track was really good because at the time everybody was dissing him, and no one really had a really good diss track. Like besides like that verse came out, he dished J. Cole and Drake. That was Kendrick. J. Cole came with the response, and that shit was lame. Um, like I listened to it the first time. I said it was good, and this was 2 a.m, and I was thinking like, hey, okay, he good for him for dissing, going back. I think the thing like he was doing the takeover thing. It was weird. I don't know. He was trying to like copy Jay Z and what Jay Z did to Nas, and I'm surprised he did that because the reason why Nas is, from a lot of people's perspective, won that diss thing. I think I've talked a little about this with you. It's because it was so freaking personal and it wasn't a catchy club banger like Jay Z's thing, and it wasn't um and it had clever lines just like J, but it was fucking personal. And J. Cole just didn't sound like it was personal. He was very chillax on it. So J. Cole had the weak diss track. Then essentially there was nothing out like I think what else did anybody else have a diss track? No one really. It was Drake. I think yeah, Drake just fucking dissed everybody. And why it looked cool is because everybody was dissing Drake because ASAP Rocky dissed Drake. Or I think, yeah, ASAP Rocky, Rick Ross, Future, The Weeknd. Everybody was looking to kill Drake at the time. So it made Drake look like it was a 20v1, as he was saying in that diss track. So it looked good. It was a good beat. He was dissing everybody. He was great lines. Nothing was really personal. Nothing was very deep, hard hitting, but it was good. And I obviously everyone knows piece of shit is still resonating right now. Is Metro shut your hoe ass up and make some drums? Because iconic line. That's a great line. And honestly, frankly, Metro Boomin can't do shit. And Rick Ross came with a response, and it was he had he went with the weakest thing to go at Drake with, kind of, but he was just calling a white boy and shit. He didn't get into detail about it, and it just kind of fell off. No one really knows. Like it was 2 hours after Drake's diss, so no one noticed it really. And Rick Ross wasn't getting, so everyone just kind of was like, it's mid, and it really was. The beat wasn't interesting, so. But oh, and sorry, sorry. What do you think of this? Like, I'm. Hey, fair. Yeah,
That
dude.
was like my takeaway. Like I felt like it's just very unlike a lot of his music,
Yeah.
which I think is really neat to see. Like they're taking the opportunities to make these like really interesting musically and not just like focusing on yelling at each other. Um, it's like with Drake's this is as well. Like that's my favorite stuff that I've heard him do in years, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it has passion in it. It's not just like I want to be a good guy, but I'm actually a bad guy,
Yeah, it's not.
and
It's
I'm
like
like so
riff.
sick of that.
Yeah, it's not just him riffing over a beat or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I totally. Actually, you are totally right about that. Is the first two diss tracks from Kendrick are like very interesting, especially like the production, very interesting, but like kind of expected from him. Like not expected, but like that third diss track you talked about he's never had anything. The only thing I could think of is like his feature on Nostalgia from Pusha T, but that's like again not his song. It was his feature, but that's the only time I've felt like he's gone into that horror
yeah,
core
exactly.
kind of thing. But it's nasty. But but yeah, like so then it was, and then there was that pause. There was really a moment where I thought Kendrick was not going to respond. Like I think you heard you were hearing my worries. You were hearing my woes
Yeah,
because everybody was talking about the Drake diss track, and I'm Team Kendrick. I'm full unbiased for that. I'm not, I ain't lying. Um, but I just think he's just better. But but I was
understandable.
listening and like Drake diss track was good. There was no response from Kendrick. There was like a couple responses. There was ASAP Rocky diss, and shit was not like no one was really popping out. And there was the Chris Brown and Quavo thing, which was so random. I have no idea what that, but Chris Brown had a really good diss track on Quavo, and again, nothing like it
Sounds
just
like an AI generated
and
situation.
oh yeah, fucking Kanye dissed Drake, and it was ass because it didn't even. There was like two lines dedicated to dissing Drake, and then everything else was just talking about him vultures, and he had this hype beginning of like, "I got you, Dot. I got you, Dot," or something like that. And it's just God. That's the worst thing for Kendrick. But oh yeah, I
Wow.
forgot to tell you after Euphoria dropped, Kanye had like a delusional tweet about that he is the greatest. Like it was like the most like schizophrenic delusional tweet ever. It was like
Kanye
I
shit.
watched Drake on. I watched. Oh, sorry. I watched Kendrick on No More Parties at L.A. I watched Drake on whatever this. I watched it. You all know I watched him. I'm the greatest. It was like something like that. It was so out of the blue and made like like just jeez, like it's just such a random. I just love how Kanye just somehow ended up in this.
Yeah, he
But
shoehorned himself in there and then just humiliated himself.
yeah, it's just I mean no one was like look besides Kanye wankers, but I'm gonna get murdered for that. But God, and then but yeah, then there was the second Drake diss track that was trying to egg Kendrick into coming in, which was the one where he used AI Tupac and AI Snoop Dogg for some reason. For I have why Snoop like I
It's
get
so weird.
Tupac. It's weird. I mean, it's just generally weird. It is kind of smart because Kendrick has so much influence from Tupac, and using Tupac to kind of like that will piss like if anything would piss Kendrick off, I definitely think using Tupac's estate would definitely do that. Snoop Dogg, he takes a lot of influence from Snoop Dogg, but like if you just paid Snoop Dogg, he would probably do it. Snoop Dogg does a feature for a
Yeah,
peanut butter, like
he's just chilling,
well,
making
yeah,
stuff.
he does the most. He's done like the most features out of any hip hop artist in the planet. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yeah,
No, literally, like he's done like 3,091 features, I think, in his lifetime. Like,
That's a lot.
yeah,
That's insane.
I think, or was that in a year? I have no idea. But anyway, he does a lot of feet. Like Snoop Dogg would do it just because getting money. But so, and then also Euphoria, then the third Drake diss. Oh no, and then the second Drake Kendrick diss track, and then we're here with the newest two. But dude, what do you think is going to happen? Like, what do you
I
think is
think
going to
they're
happen?
gonna start making out.
You think they're going to start making out? Drake and Kendrick are
Yeah.
going to make that.
There's so much tension.
There's so much sexual tension.
Enemies to lovers, anybody?
Oh my god. Oh fuck, man. I mean, shit. I don't know at this point. I don't know how Drake and his ghostwriters are going to respond. Like, it would be really funny if Rick Ross did another response. I'd love to see that. You know, it's a little side quest for the main event. I'll listen to it.
I want to see some random ass person get involved in this. Like, can we get Eminem to jump in?
I know Eminem has had a live stream of him reacting to Drake's diss track. So
Or like Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. Vanilla. I feel like some random. There's probably gonna. I feel like it's such a hype thing right now. Like anybody dissing Drake. I feel like everyone wants to diss Drake. Anybody dissing Drake, or it would be wild if someone disses Kendrick. It would be insane if they did. I think dissing Kendrick is just dumb. Like, especially if you have.
But I do want to see someone do it.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, the fucking random.
Because I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking Gunna, I know got took a shot from Kendrick for no reason, just took a random ass stray. Like what's your prediction? What's your prediction besides them making out?
I think it can't go on for too much longer.
Yeah.
I think they've both got a couple more songs in them, and then some kind of real life situation will occur that will be like a Twitter moment.
Yeah. I mean,
that's my prediction. I think.
I know.
I do not know though. Anything could happen, man.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Like, I don't know what happens in this type. Like, we have never seen this since, like, again, Jay-Z and Nas, like real commercial beef. And and the thing is, like, Jay-Z and Nas, they stopped because I know Jay-Z's mom wanted Jay-Z to apologize to Nas because not Jay-Z, I think slept with Nas's baby mama or something like that. It was something like, I'm not sure if it happened before the beef or after. It was something like that, and I know they were just like, someone was going to get killed because straight up, like, this was the time where like that was still a thing. I don't think anyone's going to get killed. I hope not. You know, I don't think it's that, but I definitely think someone said this in a comments, which I found interesting, was this could be the downfall of Drake's influence on black culture, and at least there's any respect left in black culture and hip hop. And Drake's not going to ever fall off commercially, I don't think. At least not in numbers wise. But at least respect in hip hop culture, because he's been kind of riding the line of keeping respect from enough of hip hop culture to stay in that commercial popularity greatest, because people put Drake in the greatest category. It's usually people that are not super hip hop fans, but just listen to hip hop casually. And Drake is good, and I'm gonna say this right now. I do enjoy some Drake. I will Drake and drive. Um, there's some. I mean, ADM Charlotte. I've jammed out to that a lot. And first person shooter, like his newest album, I was jamming. And there's some passion fruit. There's quite a few Drake songs I like, but I could totally see him because he really. I feel like Kendrick really did expose him. In fact, like in terms of what like Drake is always, and it's been pretty obvious, use his blackness to exploit black culture to use it as a marketing tactic for his music. Even though he never really talks about black issues or anything, he very much is a one trick pony. And that's not, you don't have to do that. And I think that's the thing. You don't have to do, but the way he talks and the way, especially the way he markets and the way he carries himself, very much reflects otherwise. So he contradicts himself, and that just always,
Puts it right with people.
yeah. And I mean, Drake, yeah, definitely has a lot of skeletons in his closet, and I think he's getting a lot of that shown. So, you know, it's not turning out well for people, and I really do think like it's interesting. It's interesting, and I don't know what this is going to like. I don't know what the impact of it. Like I know with Pusha T and Drake, Drake went on a 6 year hiatus for a bit. He came back strong and commercial after, but he was gone for a bit. This is different. I think this is worse for him because Pusha T, Drake could be firing shots at Pusha T forever. Pusha T could respond. He was not going to lose many fans for that. Kendrick, he's a lot more commercial. He's a lot more popular. Has a lot more respect.
Yeah.
Shit is just what it is. But I think we're gonna wrap that up. Is there anything else you would want to add, honey?
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. This is Commander Sasquatch. Like, subscribe, check out my videos. Keep us posted, and do what you gotta do. Cha 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 cha.